talk a little bit.
All right, guys, welcome back. 834 Font. Did I get that right? 834 Font Road, guys. So we've already shown you some slides on this particular property. We've shown you the before pictures of what this house looked like when Tim purchased it. And as you can tell from those pictures, it was filthy. It was somewhat of a hoarder's house. Lots of stuff left behind. In this video series, we're going to talk about the rehab of the project, show you some pictures of what Tim did throughout the project. So we're going to have another video behind this one that's actually going to show you the after pictures and how pretty this house came out. But this one is going to be more focused on what was done and some of the photos that were taken during that process. So let's jump right on in, Tim.
Understand in the beginning, the first couple pictures that we looked at, that phase took maybe 18, 15 days because you got to get all the utilities turned on, you've got to get the dumpster in place, you got to get it cleaned out, and now you can begin to see what you have before you. In this phase, we're going to talk about, this is kind of the most important part, this is putting it back together.
True.
And then, of course, we'll show the final pictures in the end. But now I'm assessing, based on the size of the kitchen, you can see now it's all cleaned out, I can tell the setup of the kitchen. How do I want to keep it?
Cleaned out, not cleaned up.
Right. Cleaned out, not cleaned up. So now I'm assessing, do I use the cabinets? No, they're filthy, nasty.
Yeah, they're not really salvageable. Even if you tried to paint those,
no.
they just look like houses.
And no one does a wall-in, stove-in wall
right against the wall like
yeah.
that. Yeah, because you're gonna have grease all on the wall there. And
so now what I had to do is do an assessment based on what cabinets I have in my storage shed.
Sure.
Based on the space that I have available in the new location.
Yeah.
So now I have to draw a diagram of some sort and figure out what am I going to use from storage. Do I have to buy any pieces? Are we going to have a matching issue?
Right.
And then relay out the kitchen. So that was the first thing I had to do once I knew that I was going to demo this kitchen all the way out. So
that's what you did. You demoed it all the way out.
Demoed all the way out and start fresh. But I had to create a new layout. So the kitchen is where we make our money. So I had the kitchen layout and the bathroom layout. Those were most critical. I was able to figure out later on that the flooring was going to be okay. You'll see that we run into a little problem outside. We'll get to that in a minute. But that was an extra we had to go back and borrow some more money for because I had not anticipated there was such a negative slope on that front driveway and there was a break. So
I remember before it was like it went to like right here and it
only
stopped.
Like 3 foot.
Right.
Water was coming underneath there and it's doing frost heave back and forth. So that wasn't going to work. So this was an add-on that we'll talk about, in our paperwork. So the kitchen, we can now see the floor. Now the question is, can we maintain the floor or do we have to lay new floor down? And this floor, luckily, cleaned up very well.
It was pretty salvageable.
Yeah.
Just cleaned it up. There wasn't a whole lot of damage done to it, nothing missing. So you just cleaned it up. That's awesome. So this is the bathroom. Looks like you guys put some new tile in. Is that a new tub?
New tub altogether.
Okay.
It just was not going to come back.
Right.
So that was a big issue too. I hired high school guys to kind of help me on the demos.
That's awesome.
But when you yank out one of those true cast iron tubs,
oh man, they're heavy.
You can lose a few toes.
You can. Oh man, you got to hit them with a sledgehammer and break them into pieces.
Yep.
Just to get them out of there. Okay. So you got a new vanity in there. Is this tile all new too in here? Or?
I believe that tile was painted white.
So that was the
Remember,
old
it used
tile.
To be pink.
It was pink. And
it was
you
pink.
just painted it white. But it looks brand new, man.
It does.
That's awesome.
And this is how this works. You go to Home Depot and you buy that epoxy kit.
Right.
You can get white or cream. I prefer white.
Right.
Because it's going to match
Just
my
clean.
brand new tub.
It's clean.
Now you'll notice that these are 4-inch tiles and we use 12-inch tiles. And people would say, well, that doesn't make much sense. Why would you mix the two? It's called cash.
Right.
We're going to make cash.
Right.
Now
Save some money.
Look at this vanity. It's a dated vanity, but it came from my garage.
So you had pulled this out of another project?
Yes.
So I love it. I love it, man. That's awesome. So this is the paint, I'm assuming, here?
Yep, we painted the trim first. We painted the trim on the floor. You can see the tape. I don't really allow blue tape, but the guy that I hired, he wanted to use it.
Why not the blue tape, Tim?
It's just cheating, just freehand.
Yes, freehanded.
And roll on.
I agree, man.
It takes hours to put the tape down. You got to take it up. And you gotta paint. And then even when you paint, it bleeds underneath.
It bleeds underneath it.
Just paint.
Right. So you did the trim first, then the walls.
Yes.
Okay. Looks good. Let's move on.
And we spray paint the registers. As you see, you go back there. You can reuse those registers. You just spray.
Oh,
paint
right here. Yeah. I've done that before in a couple of my rehabs. Yeah, absolutely. Clean them up with a wire brush. And spray paint them. Love it. That would, because oftentimes in these older homes, it's hard to find that exact register to match.
Exactly.
They may not make it. You have to special order it. Just clean it up. Totally agree. So this is the half bath.
This is the half bath, the one that had the handicap accessible on it.
Right.
You can see we cleaned it up, or somebody cleaned it up.
Somebody did, right? Yeah.
The sad part is later on when we go to put the floor down and we take it up, it breaks.
Oh, bummer. So that's a new toilet.
It's a new toilet. That's
Okay.
an old one, but we do put a new one later on when we put the flooring down.
Okay. Okay.
But in this one, we didn't paint it. It was the natural color. We painted up above. We kept the old medicine cabinet, take it out. We spray paint the inside of the medicine
Same
cabinet.
thing with the tile.
Yep. No, that tile was the white. So
Okay.
we didn't have to do
So you
anything.
didn't do
with
much.
that
Just clean it up a little bit.
Just
Take a
cleaned it
rag or a sponge and
Yeah.
hit it.
one. We did buy a
Vanity looks new.
new vanity,
Mhm.
50, 60 bucks. Puts that back together, and you're good to go.
Man, that looks great. That looks great. Kitchen.
Kitchen cabinets.
Those are new.
Those are new.
That looks great.
Easy, easy, easy. You put it together. We had to rearrange the kitchen. This is the set from the house that I'm pulling them from. So then I had to reconfigure that to see how's it
So
going to
here,
fit.
I'm going
in
to jump back real quick. So this is the original.
Yep.
And then this is one angle of the newer one. That looks
Correct.
great, man. So the backsplash is new too. I can see.
Yes, but we this is where the house we pulled these cabinets out of.
Okay.
So this isn't the final set.
Okay.
This is just saying I'm going to reclaim those cabinets from another location,
Oh, okay.
and then we're going to
okay.
use them. So you'll see them show up later. It'll be in a new.
Oh, so this is a
configuration.
different house here.
Different house.
that you just had.
Right.
And you're like, I'm going to take these cabinets out and I'm going to put them in this new one.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
They
Awesome.
were dated there. They won't work in the house. This is probably about $150,000 rehab of the house that we're getting. These
So it's just a
coming
totally
from.
different thing.
Totally different
But,
thing.
but they would have made a great set of cabinets for this lower end house that
Correct.
you're rehabbing.
Exactly.
So this is one view. This is another view.
Exactly.
Different property.
Exactly.
But they're going to go in and they're essentially going to replace what we're seeing right here.
You've got it.
Love it. Okay, so now we are looking at the front window area. Got the paint, the floors. They look good. Everything's clean. As you can see, there's no trash laying around anymore,
Right.
which is awesome. Looks good.
On the flooring, you'll see that there's a lot of splotchiness. So that means that sometimes you get urine.
Cats and dogs.
Cats and dogs, or human, if they're sitting on their commode.
Children,
And,
yeah,
you know,
right.
there's all different things. But the only solution, generally, you can try to bleach those out, but that's going to cost you.
Mhm.
The easiest way is to sand the floor down and go with a darker stain.
Just stain it.
Yep,
Right.
stain it and then polyurethane over top of it,
Seal
and
it,
it goes
yep.
away.
Awesome. Awesome.
You can see the hallway.
Same scenario with the hallway here. So this used to have wallpaper on it. Remember that?
Exactly.
Holy cow.
The forest.
The forest. It looks great, man. It looks awesome. Bathroom. Boom. That looks beautiful.
The
Yeah, all the
bathroom, we
grouting
had a
at
little
this
bit of
point.
problem with the tile on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
We found one or two pieces left, so we were able to keep that floor intact. It's kind of like a pink rose color, which is not your favorite color, but I
Yeah.
know it's going to be
It
around.
doesn't look bad.
And it's clean. Neat
Yeah.
and clean. That's my thing. Neat, clean, and effective. You can see the difference between the 4-inch block and the 12-inch block we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
We made a nice,
Right
clean
here.
line
Mhm.
in between the two. White is white. So it's fresh.
It just looks clean.
It just looks clean.
And that's what matters.
We
Because this was a rental.
Yeah.
Like you talked about in the first video, you had a guy that came to you and said, I'm looking to buy a rental.
Mhm.
And this is exactly what you did. So
Yeah.
I love it. Looks great. All right. And this is the basement. So again, this is not complete,
Correct.
but all that trash is gone.
All cleaned out. And we're trying to determine now, does the water drain out? You know, because
Right.
once you buy
All
a
that
house, you don't
stuff
know
out
if
of
the
there.
drain works or the plumbing works or
Right.
the furnace work. So we're testing out all those items now. We get the hot water heater all, plugged in,
Sure.
gas running to it.
So
Light
you
it,
tested
see if
that
it
stuff. You
works.
turn on the heat, turn on
Yep.
the AC, turn on the hot water, and make sure all that stuff works. Because again, this is a rental. You're not looking to replace all these things. If it works, it works. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
But the main point here is that you had cleaned it out, so that way you could start assessing what needed to happen next.
Right.
I love it.
So this
is great.
process is the beefiest part of the process. It's
Mhm.
going to take 2 to 3 weeks to put all the pieces back together.
Mhm.
You got the painting, you got the refinishing of the floor, you got the kitchen going back into place, you got the kitchen cabinets, you got the countertop.
Mhm.
Your bathroom's got to tie in. Any issues that are unforeseen, you have to take care of them.
Of course.
Because the final phase we're getting ready to go into, you've got the inspection. You have to be able to pass the inspection. So you do everything that you think possible that the inspector's going to look for. You look at your 2-prong versus 3-prong outlets. Do you have any leaks? Is your stack been painted? Make sure there's no barnacles on the stack.
All right.
So
Sand it down
they're
and
going to
paint
say you're going to have to replace the stack, and that's $1,500 to $2,500.
Yeah,
We changed out the electric. I think we did that for $1,200, which I got a deal.
that's a great deal.
And it's just a normal 100-amp box.
Mhm.
The furnace worked wonderfully. I had it cleaned.
Don't fix
put
it
a
if
new
it's not broken.
thermocouple on it.
Right.
It lights right up. Hot water heater, I think, need a new thermocouple as well.
Mhm.
And everything works.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, that was the video about the rehab process, guys. The cleaning it out and assessing what needed to happen. Check out the next video. We're going to show some after pictures.
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right.
Come on back, guys. We'll see you in a few.